Yo, what's good with y'all, man? So I came across a very interesting video today titled The 8 Sexiest Things Men Can Wear, According to Women. Now, for all my boys out there, bro, who haven't gotten girls yet, just like me, bro, I know how you feel. Maybe this video is going to help us get some, bro. Let's be hopeful. Fingers crossed. But take out your notes because class is in session, bro. Let's check this one out.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and it is time for another Sexiest Things That Men Wear video according to women.
Is this in the list or on the list?
I really enjoyed it, so I thought I would do another for 2024 and just kind of see what the ladies have.
Also, let me know if y'all want me to put like subtitles, especially for the videos that I'm reacting to, or like, you know, closed captions. The auto-generated ones are normally the ones which are available, but yeah. Let me know from next video.
I'm interested to see if the answers would change from last year at all. So I posted a question box on my Instagram story, and these were the top answers. Keep in mind, we have to leave room for nuance here. I think age and location definitely play a role in people's preferences, and I would imagine that a lot of the women who follow
what's
me
y'all's go-to outfit
range,
if you're going out with the girl?
The same things that I do.
Let me know.
So again, I put together the most.
Normally, I go if I were to go now, I go with like a nice, you know, not tight, but like a nice fitting, you know, half sleeve, just to, you know, show off the muscles. And yeah.
Answers. This is not just a list I compiled of all my favorite things. I think my list would look a little bit different, but again, really wanted to take a look at what other women think and put together a list that reflects that. So
all right,
the first
Courtney.
thing here is fitted clothing, and this was by far the most submitted response.
Bro, I just talked about this.
Why I made this the #1 thing on the list. So the emphasis for this one is not a specific piece of clothing, but how your clothing fits you. Wearing clothes that fit you properly and enhance your features or body type is the most important thing to consider, in my personal opinion, and apparently to tons of other women as well. This is going to accentuate your best features and create a streamlined and proportional appearance. When garments drape and hang correctly without any excess fabric or sagging or being really oversized, they're going to appear more refined and well-made. Moral of the story here, when your clothes fit you well, they're going to make you...
Yeah, bro. If you're going out with a girl, make sure you wear fitted clothing. Not gonna lie, that's my pro tip too. Even though, you know, I haven't gone out with much girls, but yeah.
Which is kind of the point of clothing in general. So I understand why the ladies like this one. I'm sure a lot of
get in the gym, guys.
The same way. I know we all have our own taste and style, but it was an overwhelming majority of people who submitted responses that said, clothes that fit. I don't care what it is, but if it fits them, I like it. Proportions are so important here. I actually recently did a video on clothing that makes men look taller, and even if you're not someone who necessarily wants to look taller, I think there are a lot of good rules to follow.
Maybe some of us ought to check that video out.
Rules, I mean that kind of loosely. You do not have to follow any sort of rule, but I think they are good pointers to keep in mind when you're shopping and when you're figuring out what looks good on you in terms of proportions, how things should fit you, and all of that good stuff.
Sure,
so
Courtney.
If you're interested, go check it out. I think it could be helpful for a lot of you.
Thank you.
The next one here were white or black t-shirts, and the biggest takeaway I got from this one is that basics make the best outfits. Keeping it simple is safe, yes, but effective.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize that until a lot later on because I just feel it's kind of boring. But I do understand it though.
Solid t-shirt. These can be layered and paired with nearly everything. It is truly a foolproof outfit. And another thing that was so funny and pretty telling here were the responses that I got about crew necks versus V-necks. There were actually some men who answered my question box, even though I clearly stated that it was for the ladies, and they mostly said V-necks, and then all the women said crew necks.
Yeah, I feel like crew necks are better.
Women said they liked a V-neck style t-shirt, which I just thought was funny because I always tell you guys that I prefer the crew neck, and a lot of you guys will fight me on that, but that's just what the ladies are saying. In a recent video I did as well about how grown men can dress casual, I recommended going for simple, staple, basic pieces that, again, that can be paired with more things in your closet. You're going to get more versatility out of them. And there were also a lot of call outs in my response box from women.
Stock up, bro. If you're in India, bro, go for Roadster. They have a lot of plain t-shirts.
So no graphic t-shirts
or else
things with big logos on them.
It's gonna be a bit expensive.
You wear what makes you
Y'all
happy.
should go with you know, either I got like one black tee which I wear almost all of the time. It's like a polo, not polo, but like, you know, Ralph Lauren. That one's really good.
Me stop you. I'm just sharing the responses that I got. I think that every guy should have a solid black and white t-shirt. These are so easy to build outfits on and are a must-have if you're going to be layering.
Plus, yeah, you can layer it. Yeah, that's what I was going to say next. You can put a jacket on, something like that.
Must-have. Another thing that guys can wear but often neglect is clear, smooth skin. You're wearing your skin every day, and it is the first thing that women see when they meet you. So keep it looking and feeling amazing with today's sponsor, T. Shanley. T. Shanley
sponsor. That's what I thought. Let's skip ahead.
Started on your skincare journey today. Sticking on the grooming trend here, we have a fragrance.
Fragrance.
I always say a fragrance is the icing on the cake to a well-groomed and well-dressed.
What cologne do y'all
Obviously,
use?
we wanna make sure that you
Perfume,
smell
cologne?
good
Which one do
without it
you
first.
guys
Gotta have
use?
good hygiene and keep your grooming habits in check before we even think about
Right now I'm
adding
using
on
CK.
a fragrance. But a lot of women said that they love a fragrance on a man, and I can understand why. Fragrance, as silly as it sounds,
when
can really
I
evoke feelings.
if I get like if I'm well enough in life, I'd love to get either a Chanel perfume or obviously Dior Sauvage.
Can make you feel cozy and comfortable and inviting. If she goes in for that hug and she smells the lovely fragrance that you sprayed on your neck, done deal. I do think an important thing to note here is not overdoing
Bro,
it.
getting to the
I know
hug is
there
the
are
thing,
a lot
bro.
of people who like to overspray their fragrances. I would personally recommend not doing that. I think it can be really overpowering and unpleasant, and really understand the fragrance that you're spraying. If you're spraying a very heavy winter niche scent, you probably don't need 10 sprays. Okay, I think 2 will probably suffice. Again, don't overdo it. Make sure that you smell good also without the fragrance, and you'll be good to go. But yes, a lot of women love a nice fragrance on a man. And I've actually done a lot of
even
fragrance
men
videos
like
on
that
my
shit
channel as well. So if you need a little bit of help with that, be sure to go check those out. The next sexiest thing that men wear, according to women, is a crisp dress shirt with rolled up sleeves. The keywords here are crisp and roll the sleeves up. I cannot tell you how many times I saw both of those things over and over. A wrinkled Oxford button down that looks like you've worn it about 30 times without giving it any TLC just doesn't have the same impact as a fresh, crisp one. A very easy way to achieve this is to steam or iron, depending on the fabric. Always check that little garment label on the inside to make sure that you're taking care of it properly. But if you don't have a steamer or an iron, you are doing yourself such a disservice.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a big shirt guy.
And also, like
normally
I
go with
always
t-shirts
say,
when I go outside.
roll those sleeves on up. This one here says button-down shirts with rolled-up sleeves to expose their forearm and watches. And that was just one of the responses of many that expressed their love for a man in a button-down with those sleeves rolled up.
I gotta get my forearms up, bro.
Sexy look, and
if y'all hit the gym, bro, give me some good forearm exercises so that I can up these, because mine is pretty small, bro. Not gonna lie, my forearms are like super small.
We just melt when a guy rolls his sleeves up. We can see his forearm, maybe a little bit of vascularity, a nice watch on the wrist. Nothing beats it. Which leads me into my next one here, which is a watch or simple accessories. The top response for accessories was a watch, so I'll start there, but there were some other accessories repeatedly mentioned that I will mention too. A watch is my absolute favorite accessory for a man. It's an accessory that ascends any fashion trend. It is a classic, and it's functional, which helps. Definitely. It's also a really great way to add a little something extra to your outfit without...
What watch do y'all got in your collection, bro? What's your go-to watch? Mine is the Apple Watch, not gonna lie.
I think a watch is a really good choice.
I got an iWatch SE.
I also mention a necklace, like a simple chain, or an understated sort of metal bracelet. I'm personally really not into it.
I just do it for... Oh, bracelet. Yeah, I gotta get a bracelet, bro.
My opinion sway an entire video.
But the thing is, my wrist is a bit too thin, so I'm looking for the perfect bracelet, but I don't know if I'm gonna find it though. As for watches, bro, Apple Watch it's just so practical, bro. You can track your calories and stuff like that. So it's my go-to.
I think something to keep in
Y'all
mind
let me know though.
Just don't underestimate the power of small details.
Sorry for pausing a lot, by the way. My bad. Let me know if y'all want me to cut that down.
Definitely don't go unnoticed either. I think really paying attention to those little details that you think people won't notice, but they actually will, is something that can make a guy stand out and also make your outfit a little bit more interesting. I always say basics make the best outfits, but that can often feel a little bit boring if you're doing it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Your own personal flair or style into your outfit. So accessories are a really wonderful way to do that.
Bro, I'm trying to get a Cuban link chain over here,
or you go for those basics that I mentioned,
and get like a turtleneck.
Add on a watch,
that would be really cool.
Just something to make it a little bit more dynamic and interesting. This goes a long way. The next thing women said was a layered look. Girls love layers. Layering is something that is incredibly easy to do that instantly adds dimension to your outfit. throwing on a cool jacket over your plain white t-shirt that I mentioned earlier can really take your outfit up a notch. I think this is extra easy to do in the fall and winter if you live somewhere that has seasons or a significant temperature drop. You can just pop on a cool jacket and make your outfit entirely different. But even if you aren't necessarily throwing on a jacket, you could add a sweater on top of your button.
Hold on. Had to get my note out to take the notes. Not gonna lie. She's spitting some facts, bro. Boys, y'all better have your notes out. Alright? Also, this is for the thumbnail. So, like, let's go.
Sort of sophisticated, smart type of look. There really are so many ways to play around with layering, so just find something that works for you and where you live, what you do on a daily basis. But again, layering is a really wonderful way to add dimension to your outfit and make you look super stylish, and it's so easy. Next up is pretty obvious, but I have to say it because again, it was submitted a lot, and that is a tailored suit.
Suit?
A man in a suit. Enough said.
Bruh, who's gonna wear a suit though?
Distinguished gentleman
on like some casual shit.
Together, which
like I love suits, but
even if you aren't someone who wears a suit often, I think on those rare occasions that you find yourself wearing one, just know
I love wearing suits, bro. Blazers, everything like that.
To suits or a blazer or any sort of formal attire, there were a lot of call outs also here to fit. And again, as I always say, but really want to reiterate, fit is the most important thing. Your clothes are going to look better and you will look better if your clothes fit you properly. When it comes to more formal attire, I would really make sure that you know your measurements and find yourself a local tailor. A man in a suit that fits him properly is chef's kiss, but I think if a man is wearing a suit that does not fit him properly, it just does not hit the same way. So, most important thing there is the fit of what you're wearing.
Okay.
If you're watching this video and you're thinking, okay, well, I'm never in a situation where I could wear a suit, don't worry about it. Not all of these are going to apply to you, and that's okay. Lucky for you, there are 7 other things on the list that you probably can do. So find what works for you, take what you need, leave what you don't. If you're not someone who wears a suit, you're not someone who wants to wear a suit, that's totally fine. I'm not telling you to be something that you're not. The reason I say that is because every time I mention a suit in a video, I get a lot of comments from guys like, well, I'm never in a situation where I would wear a suit, or I would never wear a suit, or that doesn't work for where I live, or whatever it is, and that's totally fine. I know a lot of you who watch don't necessarily dress up for work, and you wear very casual workwear type of things, and a lot of that is super sexy too, so there's no need to be caught up on the fact that a suit was mentioned. There are many other sexy things that men wear that are not a suit. Okay, the amount of responses that I got for the last one on my list today.
Okay, the last one on our list.
And I decided to put it as last because I don't personally think that this is one of the sexiest things that men wear. And I think this one really depends on the age demographic and where you're located. But I had to include it because of how many girls said this. Again, I'm genuinely shocked. And that is a baseball hat.
Ooh.
I know what you're thinking. What? Why? I always follow the rule that a baseball hat is for going to a sports game, blocking out the sun, or a bad hair day.
Yeah, bad hair day,
but apparently,
definitely.
Women love this. And I just want to read you some of the responses because, again, I could not believe how many.
I don't wear baseball hats as per,
backwards hats.
But I do like to wear hats.
Backwards. I think if you wear a backwards hat, you look like you're about to ruin my life. Which maybe is just not what I'm into, but I know a lot of girls are really into that.
I can't rock the backwards hat look, bro. I look bald. Look.
Like, they like you to look like you're going to ruin their life, which not necessarily sure if that's going to attract the healthiest.
Hey, y'all heard that, bro. Y'all heard that. Bad boys is what they like. Toxic guys. Be toxic, bro.
Hat with hard eyes. Baseball caps or beanies, okay? A call out to the beanies too. Backwards hat and a wedding ring. For me, my husband and his wedding ring does something to me. It makes me unwell in a good way every single time that I see it. I'm also really into hands anyways.
I think that is it for the video unless we have something else. Yeah, she's just yapping. No offense. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video, bro. Y'all let me know if y'all want to see more videos from her. These were actually some pretty useful tips, bro. Let me know and give me your guys' best tips too. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.